The Blight. How will you end it? Is that all? It is surrounded by an ocean of darkspawn. How will you reach it? If you reach it, how will you slay it? You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order. Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
I've been a warden for like 3 days.
Will you make that excuse to the Archdemon, or the victims it claims in the meantime?
Nobody, literally nobody asked you. No one. Jerk. Hi, welcome to camp. Fuck you. Jesus. Looks awful. Oh man. Wow. 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 Just wow.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field. I don't know about that. It's simply a slightly different skill set from your average killer, as I see it. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler. I do. It is not something inherent in an assassin's skills, however, merely something complementary. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Here I am. Oh, I certainly could, but I won't. I swore to the Crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret, and while, yes, they are already angry at me, I'd rather not push things, you see. If you are truly insistent, well, let me think about it. The Crows are already angry at me, yes? Who knows? Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes. It is fine enough with its dogs and its mud. The people are spirited, even if they can't tell the difference between an assassin and a mere killer. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
Nope. Aww.
No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
What?
It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the Crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
Okay.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather, perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Your leather finish. No boots for you!
Yes, and now here I am. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not. Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. True, though it is. Do you object? And glad I am to hear it. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antifa. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Who are you?
The Circle of Magi stands
Oh, I
ready
see.
to assist, Grey Warden,
Okay.
as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Only less so.
The sincerity of your cause has drawn them together under a common banner. It would not have happened otherwise. The Circle of Magi stands ready to... There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
I don't know what that means, so... Okay. Hello!
It's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
So sit down.
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken. Thank you. You're very kind to say so.
Even if you
But
say
in
it
all
in kind of a
honesty,
dick
I
way.
do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done. Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise. Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower? Ah, yes, Connor, of course. The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most. One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back, or at least that's what they say. Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured, or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity. Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
You hadn't thought of that? Okay.
Irving told me about how you became a Grey Warden, and that unpleasant incident that occurred prior to your departure from the Circle. None other. I respect the decision you made, and the way you handled it. And it did not seem to affect Duncan's desire to recruit you. But that aside, you're a Grey Warden now, and perhaps I presume too much by saying this, but the Circle is proud of you.
How can you say that when it's only something you presume? Or do you mean you presume too much in telling me? And that you know that they are, but it's presumptuous of you to say so.
Do not squander this time trying to explain why Irving picked you.
Anywho.
Accept it, and be the Grey Warden you're supposed to be. Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
And so were the Darkspawn. And so is the Blight. And so is Connor being an abomination and me killing him. It's all part of the plan.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
It means I get to take stuff from people and they can't stop me because I have a piece of paper that says so.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight.
There is literally
Ultimately,
not.
Being a Grey Warden is about serving others.
No, it's about killing
serving
Darkspawn.
all people,
It's
whether elves
literally
or dwarves
about killing
or men.
Darkspawn. That's what a Grey Warden is.
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because
From
their
the Darkspawn.
continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they. A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant. And the country suffers for it. If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread.
I know how a drop of water
Think of
would
how
affect a
far they
clear,
will
still
go,
pond.
how wide they will become,
you.
how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
Please do. I can imagine a drop of water falling into a clear, still pond. I think I can manage.
Is there something you need?
Eh.
The circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do, and he doesn't need me underfoot. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do, and I would be part of it. Yes, I did leave them. But if the Blight is not stopped, all of them will face suffering greater than what was seen in the tower. The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can get. I will see this through to the bitter end.
Thanks, Grandma.
And after that, if I am still left standing, then I will return to the circle. Perhaps. Is there
Anything
something
else?
you need? I will answer to the best of my ability. People don't become mages. They are born mages. The talent just surfaces later. But you are asking how I ended up at the Circle. I was brought there by the Templars, just like many of the other apprentices. I don't remember very much. I was very young then. I didn't have a family. I never knew my real parents. My earliest memory was of hiding in a hayloft on a farm, trying to keep warm. I was found, and the farmer's wife was kind enough not to send me away. But they had children of their own, and I was never made to feel welcome. The eldest son was the worst. He was always calling me a stray, and throwing anything he could get his hands on at me. And I don't know how it happened, but one day, he just found his hair on fire. Fortunately, there was a large trough nearby. He ran screaming, dripping head and all, to his mother. I was shut up in the barn with a bowl of water and a crust
The
of
not
hard
flammable
bread.
at all barn.
The Templars arrived several mornings later. One of them ignored me, but the other was kind to me. He gave me sweets and even sat me on his shoulders once when I wanted to look over a high wall that ran along the road. I'll never forget the moment the Templars led me into the entrance hall of the tower. I had never seen anything so grand in my life. I stopped being afraid then. I knew I was home. Prison. You could see it that way. But those walls are there to keep non-mages out, as much as to keep mages in. I learned very quickly that
As
for
much
every
is a
apprentice in the
strong
tower,
phrase.
there was probably one who never even lived to see the Templars come. No child, not even a mage child, is a match for an angry mob trying to place blame for a failed crop, a hard winter,
suppose.
a baby born dead. Superstition and fear is what makes these people behave in this manner. It will be a good long time before that changes.
And we'll change it by segregating all
that's
the
about all
mages
there
and
is
shoving
to
them
my
up in a
tale.
tower forever.
That's how I came to the circle.
That's how you get people to stop being afraid of them. By making a special force of people meant to round them up and take them from their homes and put them in their own little society, and they can never ever come out. Good planning, guys. Way to go, Chantry. Good job.
It has been almost a year,
It
hasn't
has?
Do you miss the tower at all?
How? What? When has it been a year? What? It's been like a month, maybe? Maybe?
I see.
Year.
You can
Horseshit.
take a mage out of the circle, but you can't take the circle out of the mage. Or so Irving used to say. He was joking, but there is some truth to the statement. A mage never really leaves the circle, and for the rest of your life you will be seen as a circle mage. But you will always be a mage, especially in the eyes of others. You represent both mages and Grey Wardens, and your actions may reflect well or badly on both groups. Remember that. That is commendable, but one's principles are often subtly influenced by others, though you may be unconscious of it. The only thing one can do is to be aware that this is a possibility, and ask yourself often why you do what you do. Oh, but listen to me go on. You start a conversation, and I just run away with it, don't I?
Yes, you do. I'll be nice. Become
I've
nice.
been
I am.
mentoring apprentices for so long, it's become something I do unconsciously. I don't know if I could stop even if I wanted
Oh,
to.
good. Here's Grumpy McAntisocial. There she is. Oh, I'm sorry I put you in that terrible outfit.
I have a thought. We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the circle of Magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands. Flemeth is a sorceress of legend, is she not? And her grimoire would be more than a mere curiosity to mages that daren't even glance towards the places my mother has walked for eons. No doubt 'tis considered something dangerous, perhaps best locked away somewhere dark, yes? And if not, then at least I know it does not exist. But there is no harm in looking, surely? 'Tis a book of spells, of the sort that Flemeth has dabbled with throughout her long life. Not the sort of thing that would benefit a mage such as yourself, perhaps, for you were taught a different path. I, however, was taught by my mother. I know a way around the wards my mother would have placed on such a tome. I know the language that she would have written it in. I would find such a tome most useful. Useful in the way that it might increase my power. Useful in the way that I would become more useful to you. Does that not follow? It did not occur to me when we were still in the Mage Tower. I wish it had. Truly, Mother has assumed for a long time that the tome was lost forever. I only
It's a stupid
remembered it
thing to
now after
assume.
thinking what treasures might be found in the Circle of Magi's tower now in its condition. My eternal gratitude? At the very least, it shall enable me to help you more. If that is not enough, you can certainly dictate other rewards. Good. I am most interested to see its contents, should it be located. The grimoire is leather-bound and adorned with the symbol of a leafless tree, should you come across it.
Is it a white
If
tree?
not, however, then I shall simply put it out of my mind.
Yeah, she approves. Alright, let's hand out some goodies. Let's choke on nothing at all. Here you go.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
I will treasure this bar of gold. For it is literally treasure. Here, have a thing.
A generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
Here, have another thing.
Generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
Have another picture for some reason.
I am impressed. My thanks.
Don't know why you like them so much, but whatever. Have a thing!
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
A white runestone for some reason.
Is that for me? Really? Wow. Wow.
Wow! I'm gonna do a little Christopher Walken there. Wow! Here, have a thing.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire?
Yep,
When I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope.
I had it the whole
This is a
time. It's
most
fine.
fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately. Secrets. My mother has many of them, and this tome represents the one time that they were able to get away from her. I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting. 'Tis cold in my tent, all alone.
What do you want me to do about it? I want all of these. I'll start with you, douche.
Why, it just so happens that I find you quite warm.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Is that a no?
Come now, my Grey Warden. Must it be so complicated? Is there any reason not to?
Because your new outfit's stupid. I don't like you much.
So true, so true.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tis cold in my tent, all alone. I was thinking a warm body next to mine might be even better. Must I joke? Must it be so difficult for two who are out here alone to come together? Ah, that is too bad.
Ooh, she disapproves a lot.
Tis cold in my tent, all alone.
She's terrible at that.
So you shall come to my tent? But whatever shall we do in that tiny little space together while we wait for it to warm?
Nothing tawdry, I hope.
Tawdry! What an odd thing to say. Have it your way then and sleep on your own.
Oh, she really didn't like that.
Tis cold in my tent all alone. So you shall come to my tent? But whatever shall we do in that tiny little space together while we wait for it to warm? Good. Then let us waste no more time with foolish talk.
Don't hit me in the face with this fucking underwear like that. This is the dumbest looking underwear I've ever seen. What's with the Anya's fucking... Whoa, there's too much hilarity going on here. Oh my god, that face! The music! What's with the music?
I see the stories
He
they
brought his
tell of
Enya
Grey
CD with
Warden
him.
endurance are not exaggerated.
Do you really need to talk?
Indeed there are.
Oh, that
The
face.
unanswered question, of course, is whether the endurance exists because of the taint within you, or because the Grey Wardens are by nature so very healthy. I enjoy the thought that 'tis a little of both. Natural prowess, driven by a
Wait,
darker
I
side.
had way too many thoughts all at once for them to...
Oh, finished with me now, are you? Well, you do not get away so easily as that. I will have my way with you until I am satisfied, out of a sense of fairness, if nothing else. Not really. More of a sense of perversity, truth be told. Simply know that I have no designs on your independence. I wish only to do what I desire, and if that
standing, like,
coincides with what you desire,
attention.
so be it. And should you decide not to continue our misadventure, then so be it. Very simple, is it not?
Sure.
Then so be it. Come then, let us be off before the others begin to stare.
They were probably staring before. Witch gone wild! Ah. Okay. Okay. I was laughing too hard to
It's
even...
cold in my
think I
tent
blacked out.
all alone. Why, it just so happens that I find you quite warm. So you shall come to my tent? But whatever shall we
Those
do
pants,
in that
man.
tiny little space together while we wait for it to warm? Good. Then let us waste no more time with foolish talk.
Sorry. That underwear... I don't... Does she have that necklace the rest of the time? Or is this a special sex necklace she put on? Also, why does... I just... Ah! Oh my god, that's scary! It's so terrifying. Why can we see the campfire from where... I thought we were in a tent. What kind of tent has a completely
I
open
see
front
the
that's not a
stories
tent?
they tell of Grey Warden endurance are not exaggerated.
Well, no wonder people are staring. Didn't even close your tent.
Not at all. Legends abound regarding such figures as
And that
Garabel,
music.
sordid though they may be. The unanswered question, of course, is whether the endurance exists because of the taint within you,
Please stop talking about
or
my
because
taint.
the Grey Wardens are by nature so very healthy. I enjoy the thought that 'tis a little of both. Natural prowess, driven by a darker side. That is entirely up to you. Simply know that I have no designs on your independence. I wish only to do what I desire, and if that coincides with what you desire, then so be it. And
She's such
should
a
you
romantic.
decide not to continue our misadventure, then so be it. Very simple, is it not? Then we should
Play
get
it
along
cool.
marvelously. Come then, let us be off before the others begin to stare.
Where's this? Is this supposed to be? Okay, that can't be what she's calling a tent, because it's not even close. There's no tent here! And we were looking at the fire. No, this must be what she was... Look, there's a little bed here! And we were looking at the fire, therefore we were just having sex to my Enya CD right here. And everyone else, including the dog, is right there. Stan was like... Okay, let me go. Okay. So, Stan hears a noise and looks. Oh dear. Alistair is looking straight over there and goes, oh, what embarrassing undergarments. We both have, I assume. The dog... You know what? I'm not even gonna... The dog can... Never mind. Just never mind. Zevran? If he wonders what everyone else is looking at, like when Alistair suddenly jumps out of his skin and goes, oh god, what's going on? I don't understand. Where do babies come from? Then he'll look, and then Liliana will be like, what are you looking at? What are we all looking at? Oh boy! That sure isn't an enclosed space, is it? And then this Tranquil will look, and he'll be like, he's Tranquil, and I guess he doesn't give a shit. And then Wynn will be like, well, actually I think her view might be blocked. She'd be like, oh, kids these days, get off my lawn. And then, oh dear. I'm just saying, A, this isn't a tent. This doesn't qualify as a tent. B, yes, everyone probably was staring. And C, no wonder it's cold! There's nothing at all. Of course you're cold. I know she was just saying that, but me being the smartass that I am, probably would have pointed out that you might want to finish your roof or put in a wall of some kind. You're living in a pile of twigs, lady. I'm just... Your whole it's cold routine might work a little better on Mr. Smartass here if you lived in a thing that could be anything else. Couldn't be anything but cold in here. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. Perhaps? Shall I consult my capricious nature and divine an answer for you?
Get in the tent, woman.
Spurned, truly? Oh, whatever shall I do?
She disapproves.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. Perhaps?
Get in the tent,
Shall I-
woman.
Am I to be interrogated? However shall you wring my secrets from me?
Oh my god, is it gonna play it again? Is it playing the whole thing again? Do I have to see that face again? No. Okay. That face. I see that in my nightmares, I swear
We're
to
in
God.
camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
I guess I didn't manage to make him a reasonably attractive elf. I apologize to the entire world for what I have wrought.
Perhaps? I am to be indulged. How exciting. Let me think. Very well. It shall be as you wish, voracious as your appetite may be.
Oh, that music. That BioWare romance music. Every game. Mass Effect, Dragon Age Inquisition. It's always awful.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
And then...
Ah, such a romantic, I see.
I wonder if it has any different effect. How many times you do this, or which you do more often. Probably not. I'm overthinking it. But anyway.